Zillow Beast. The Zillow Beast is a giant reptile-like creature native to the planet Malastare. It's over 100 meters tall, walks on two legs, has a long tail, and is covered in nearly indestructible armor, resistant to blasters and lightsabers. It was first introduced in Season 2, Episode 19 of the Clone Wars during the Battle of Malastare, where it survived a Republic electroproton bomb that awoke it from a long slumber. The Republic took the Zillow Beast to Coruscant to study its armor, but its escape caused widespread destruction. It was eventually killed with poison gas on Chancellor Palpatine's orders. The Empire later cloned it, as seen in the Bad Batch, to continue research on its unique skin on the mysterious Mount Tantius. Pergle. The Pergle are massive, space-dwelling creatures in Star Wars, first seen in Star Wars Rebels. They look like a cross between whales and squids, with glowing bodies and huge tentacles. But what really makes them special is their ability to travel through hyperspace naturally. Long ago, their movements inspired the development of hyperspace technology. At first, most people saw them as dangerous, since they can accidentally collide with ships. But in Rebels, we learn they're intelligent and peaceful. In the finale, a group of Pergle helps Ezra Bridger defeat Grand Admiral Thrawn by pulling his ship into hyperspace. It is then revealed in Ahsoka that Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn are transported to Peridia, where Pergle are known to migrate at the end of their life cycle, with the planet's rings being made up of their corpses. Sarlac. The Sarlac is one of the most infamous creatures in Star Wars, best known from Return of the Jedi. It lives in desert pits, like the Great Pit of Carkoon on Tatooine, and waits for prey to fall in. It's mostly buried underground, with a huge mouth full of teeth and tentacles used to pull victims in. What makes the Sarlac terrifying is that it digests its prey over thousands of years, keeping them alive and conscious during the process. Boba Fett famously fell into a Sarlac pit, but in the book of Boba Fett, it is made clear he survived by fighting his way out from inside, something no one was thought to have done. Wampa. The Wampa is a large, carnivorous ice creature from the planet Hoth, first seen in The Empire Strikes Back. It's covered in white fur, stands over 2 meters tall, and has massive claws strong enough to kill or drag off prey in seconds. They live in the minus 60-degree temperatures of Hoth and hunt prey as large as tauntauns, making them deadly to humans. Wampas live in caves and hunt by ambush. One attacks Luke Skywalker, knocking him out and dragging him to its lair, planning to eat him later. Luke escapes by using the Force to grab his lightsaber and cut off the Wampa's arm. Masasi. The Masasi were a powerful ancient warrior race, originally part of the Sith species. They were enslaved and mutated by the Dark Lord Nagasato, who used Sith alchemy to turn them into fierce, brutish fighters. They lived on Yavin 4, where they built massive stone temples, later used by the Rebel Alliance as a base in A New Hope. Though the Masasi were extinct by that time, their dark legacy remained. They were deeply tied to Sith magic and helped guard Exar Kun, a fallen Jedi who became a Sith Lord even after death. Gundark. The Gundark is a fierce, ape-like predator, known for its strength, aggression, and extra set of arms. Native to the planet Rancor, it has tough skin, sharp claws, and incredible endurance, making it one of the most dangerous creatures in the galaxy. Gundarks are often mentioned as a benchmark for toughness. In Attack of the Clones, Anakin jokes that Obi-Wan is strong enough to take on a Gundark after healing from an injury. They're also seen in the Clone Wars, where they fight off clone troopers with ease. Rancor. The Rancor is one of the most iconic monsters in Star Wars, first seen in Return of the Jedi. It's a massive reptilian beast kept in a pit beneath Jabba the Hutt's palace on Tatooine. Standing over 5 meters tall, with huge claws, armored skin, and a powerful jaw, it's used to execute prisoners in brutal fashion. Despite its terrifying appearance, the Rancor is shown to have a bond with its handler, who mourns its death after Luke Skywalker kills it during his escape. Rancors have since appeared in the Bad Batch and the Book of Boba Fett, where we learn they're trainable and even rideable. Sando Aqua Monster. The Sando Aqua Monster is one of the largest and most powerful sea creatures in Star Wars, native to the planet Naboo. It appears in The Phantom Menace during the underwater escape scene with Jar Jar Binks, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's a massive, amphibious predator with huge jaws, incredible strength, and thick skin that lets it survive deep underwater. It's so dominant that it even eats other giant creatures, like the Opie sea killer, shown in the famous scene where Qui-Gon says, "There's always a bigger fish." Rathtar. The Rathtar is a terrifying tentacled predator seen in The Force Awakens. It's a massive spherical creature covered in eyes and long whip-like tentacles, capable of swallowing victims whole. Rathtars are extremely dangerous and hard to contain. Han Solo was smuggling them for a buyer when things went wrong, leading to a deadly rampage aboard his freighter. They're known for being aggressive, fast, and nearly impossible to kill. These creatures are often hunted for sport, despite the high risk, and are feared across the galaxy. Mythosaur. The Mythosaur is a legendary beast, deeply tied to Mandalorian culture. It was said to be a massive, dragon-like creature native to Mandalore, so large that ancient Mandalorians rode them into battle. For centuries, the Mythosaur was thought to be extinct. Its skull became the symbol of Mandalore, seen on their armor and flags. In the Mandalorian series, it's revealed that a real Mythosaur still exists, seen briefly by Bo-Katan in the living waters of Mandalore. This moment hints at a possible return of Mandalorian legends and the rebirth of their true warrior heritage. Krayt Dragon. The Krayt Dragon is one of the deadliest creatures on Tatooine, featured in both A New Hope and The Mandalorian. It's a massive, sand-dwelling beast that tunnels underground and can swallow its prey whole, including Sarlacs. In The Mandalorian, we see just how huge and dangerous it is. It sprays acid, causes tremors, and takes a full team of Mandalorians and Tusken Raiders to bring down. Its pearls, found in its stomach, are extremely valuable, and its bones were first seen in the desert in A New Hope. The Krayt Dragon is a true apex predator, impacting entire regions and settlements on Tatooine. Exogor. The Exogor, often called a space slug, is a massive, silicon-based life form that resides within asteroids. First introduced in The Empire Strikes Back, these creatures can reach lengths of up to 900 feet. Exogorths are largely sedentary, anchoring themselves inside asteroid tunnels. They feed on space debris, minerals, and occasionally unsuspecting spacecraft. Despite their size and potential danger, they're not predators in the traditional sense. They simply react to what's nearby. Interestingly, Exogorths are hermaphroditic and reproduce asexually through budding. This method allows them to slowly expand their population across asteroid fields. In The Empire Strikes Back, Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon, a 34-meter ship, unknowingly land inside an Exogorth, showing their extreme size and danger. Vespers Snake. The Vespers Snake is native to the desert moon of Pisana and is a massive subterranean predator adapted to harsh environments. This serpentine creature can grow to enormous lengths and is covered in tough, segmented scales, ideal for burrowing through sand and rock. Despite its intimidating appearance, the Vespers Snake is not inherently aggressive. Like many real-world reptiles, it strikes only when it feels threatened or in pain, as seen when Rey encounters and heals one in the film. The Vespers relies on vibration and heat sensing to detect movement underground, much like pit vipers on Earth, and it is first seen in The Rise of Skywalker. Raguls. Raguls were once ordinary sentients, transformed by a virus known as the Ragul Plague, engineered during the time of the Old Republic. The plague was engineered by the Sith Lord Karness Moore, who was attempting to cheat death by transferring his spirit and power into a talisman which turned sentient beings into Raguls that he could control. The plague mutates its victims into feral, flesh-hungry creatures devoid of reason. Transmission is primarily through bites or exposure to the virus, drawing eerie parallels to modern zombie lore. Victims can transform within hours, spreading the infection rapidly, a biological weapon with horrifying efficiency. Raguls originated on Taurus, where they infested the planet's undercity, preying on the most vulnerable. Over time, outbreaks spread to other worlds, prompting desperate containment efforts and even unethical experiments in search of a cure. Dionogga. The Dionogga is one of the more mysterious and unsettling creatures in the Star Wars universe. First seen in A New Hope, it briefly appears as the one-eyed, tentacled monster lurking in the Death Star's trash compactor. Native to the murky swamps of the planet Vodran, the Dionogga is an aquatic predator. It can grow up to 10 meters in length and is remarkably intelligent for an invertebrate. Most of its body stays hidden underwater, using its single eye stalk and tentacles to explore and capture prey. Despite its monstrous reputation, the Dionogga is not mindless. Expanded lore suggests it can be curious, even sensitive to the Force. Thanks for watching. Any subscriptions really go a long way in helping the channel grow, so if you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I really appreciate the support. Any feedback left in the comments would also be very much appreciated.